Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter, professor of football science, writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com. Tomorrow morning, check out my article about the Senior Bowl and the top 9 prospects to raise their draft stock from the Senior Bowl week of practice. Also, I write for CFLNewsHub.com. Yesterday, I had a few articles about the Hamilton Tirecast and their newest additions to their defensive backfield. And then also, UFLNewsHub.com. Check out my Orlando Storm articles about their new receiver, KJ Hamler. I am joined today by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger here, ready to go, ready to talk about football on Saturday, I guess. What's going on with football anyway? Well, we got the Senior Bowl, and that's for NFL draft prospects and stuff, and that's going on. But I guess that's it. We're just kind of hanging out, waiting for the Super Bowl week next week. And the Pro Bowl, right? The Pro Bowl? Yeah, the Pro Bowl. I don't really talk a lot about the Pro Bowl. It's a flag football game now, some competition stuff, so it's kind of lame. Was it always kind of lame? I actually kind of liked the Pro Bowl back in the late 90s, early 90s. It was kind of cool. A lot of people didn't like it, though, because players ended up being afraid to hit each other because they didn't want to get hurt. That's a big risk in playing a game that's an all-star game, is that you don't want to get hurt. But it used to be kind of cool. Yeah, I think it's kind of jumped the shark, though. We probably don't need a Pro Bowl. Yeah, I don't think we need a Pro Bowl either. Tyler Tiger, that's good observation on your part. Thanks. I'm just doing what I can. Okay, let's break it down. Okay, let's break it down. Here we go. So first, NFL news: Philadelphia Eagles are hiring former Buccaneers offense coordinator Josh Grizzard. He's going to join Sean Mannion's staff, the new offense coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles, to help lead the Eagles offense. Minnesota Vikings have fired, boom, GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Okay, executive Rob Brzezowski is going to run their draft. They're going to take their time to get their new general manager, but Kwesi is gone. Boom. Minnesota Vikings owner-president Mark Wilf expected to conduct a thorough search for a new GM after the draft. So they're going to do a draft with just Rob Brzezowski doing that. Green Bay Packers, they have confirmed extension offers and whatever. They're picking up extensions for Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, and Russ Ball. So everyone in Green Bay is kind of getting a bump in pay for being decent, okay? NFL, Baltimore Ravens hired Chicago Bears offensive coordinator Clan Doyle as their offensive coordinator. He's just a little bit older than Lamar Jackson, so we'll see how that turns out for him, okay? But he did a pretty good job, with Caleb Williams, although he's not running that offense, Ben Johnson is, so we'll see how it turns out. Seattle Seahawks will be a team that's on sale after the Super Bowl, so while this week the Seahawks are preparing for the Super Bowl and facing New England Patriots and making preparations and all that, they will be sold, is what a rival team executive says, after the Super Bowl, and they're going to be valued at $7 to $8 million. That might go up a little bit if they win the Super Bowl this year. That's pretty crazy. Pittsburgh Steelers have named former Las Vegas Raiders defense coordinator Patrick Graham as their new defense coordinator. Buffalo Bills have expected, they're going to hire, they're hiring as of today, defensive passing game coordinator for the Broncos, Jim Leonhard, as their new defense coordinator. So he is going to be, if it's not official, it's going to be official probably Monday. For Jim Leonhard to be a new defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. The Broncos defense was pretty good. And they have also hired veteran NFL coach Jeff Rodgers as their new special teams coordinator. So they got all their coordinators ready to go there in Buffalo. And the UFL. Okay, so remember I mentioned the UFL, UFLNewsHub.com. I wrote an article about KJ Hamler joining the Orlando Storm. He's a deep threat. He's a speed player. But the problem with that is the Orlando Storm has 64 players. You're only allowed to have 64 players going to training camp. So the fact they added KJ Hamler meant there was someone else who was going to have to be released from this roster. And who got released? Tight end Cole Taylor got released by the Orlando Storm. And that means KJ Hamler basically took a spot on the training camp roster. Poor Cole Taylor. Boo. And then added to rosters in NFL, Columbus Aviators, wide receiver Rashard Davis, was added. Inside linebacker Brett Tompkins was added to the Columbus Aviators training camp roster. DC defenders cornerback Garyon Conley and defensive end Derek Parrish have been added to the DC Defenders training camp roster. All right, then the CFL, we had a lot of moves. Saskatchewan Roughriders signed American defensive back DeMarcus Fields. BC Lions signed American running back Demetric Belton Jr. and they signed American wide receiver Brian Thompson. Edmonton Elks released national quarterback Trey Ford and signed American wide receiver Austin Mack after he got released by the Montreal Alouettes. And Montreal Alouettes signed American wide receiver Devontae Dedman, so he wasn't on the free market for very long, was he? Ottawa Redblacks released American linebacker Javon Santos Knox. He used to be a great playmaker. He's a great playmaker for the Tirecats. We can get him back, just like we can get Deontay McMahon as a running back. They signed global punter James Burnett. The Redbacks did. Okay. All right. And then the Tirecats signed 2 people yesterday. They re-signed defensive back Destin Talbert, who's one of the top boundary sides halfbacks in the league on defense. I mean, he's really good at covering man-to-man and knocking down balls and stuff, and doing a good job of shutting down passing game to the boundary side, which is where a lot of teams want to throw the ball because it's short completion, okay? But he's really good at shutting that down. And then they added defensive back Gregory Jr., who played with the Jacksonville Jaguars after being a draft pick in 2022. It looks like he's probably the prototypical size and speed you want for a field side defensive halfback. So I think you got a pair of halfbacks signed yesterday that might be really good for the Tirecats. They only got a few players left that they need to re-sign. And then they can go into the free agent market and pick up a few guys to bump them over the top so we can actually win a Grey Cup. That'd be great. Okay. So with that in mind, that is it. I wrote articles about both those players on CFLNewsHub.com, and you can check that out. Check out FootballAnalysisOne.com for my breakdown of the Senior Bowl. And I also wrote an article about the new head coach Jesse Minter at Baltimore Ravens. And then check out CFLNewsHub.com for the breakdown of those 2 players added by the Tirecats. And check out UFLNewsHub.com as I break down KJ Hamler for the Orlando Storm. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. We keep going up. But now for the first time, I've been doing this YouTube thing for like 8 months. But I've been doing TikTok for roughly a little over a month. And TikTok has surpassed our number of followers compared to YouTube. So check out our TikTok. We're at 198. We're 194 subscribers there. So we're on the way up on TikTok. Okay, they offer me a lot more opportunities than YouTube does. Honestly, I'm still doing YouTube though because some of y'all have been with me since day one. So that's pretty cool. Okay. All right. So we're gonna close this portal now and go.